All right, welcome back into Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes. It is a Gold Jacket Thursday. This man was the 20th overall pick by the Denver Broncos back in the '89 draft out of Arkansas. 11 seasons later, he had compiled 8 Pro Bowls, voted to the All-Decade Team of the '90s, the best nickname, the Smiling Assassin, and what I believe is the author of the cleanest best hit in football, the class of 2020 into Canton. He's Hall of Fame safety Steve Atwater. Steve, welcome back to Ohio.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Always a pleasure to be here. Always honored to be here.
You were too nice to be that ferocious, man. Did you like the nickname, the Smiling Assassin? What's the origin of that?
Yeah, well, my defensive backs coach, good friend, who drafted me in Denver, Charlie Waters, he made that nickname. And I thought it was kind of corny. I still think it's kind of corny, but it's kind of appropriate. You know, I did like to hit, like the physicality of the game, but also, I smiled quite a bit. So it was a nice mixture there.
Steve, we've got the draft this weekend, first round tonight. I want to go back to your time and the process you remember going through to become a first-round pick. What was that day like for you? What were the days like leading up to you becoming a first-round pick coming out of Arkansas?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I wasn't 100% sure that I was going to be a first-round draft pick. I know some guys are. They had that confidence and, going into on draft day. But I was a little bit nervous. Also, my wife and I, my girlfriend at the time, we had our family, a lot of our family members come in and a couple of close friends. And we were sitting around kind of waiting and hoping. And finally, at the 20th pick, the Denver Broncos selected me, and man, it was one of the greatest days of my life. And didn't realize how much it would change my life, but it definitely was a blessing.
Steve Atwater with us from the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. So Dan Reeves loved you. They talked about you as like a safety in a linebacker's body. Do you feel like if you would have gone to college, I don't know, maybe in this era, that you would have been a quarterback, that you would have stayed on offense, or was defense always your destiny?
Yeah, I think defense was my destiny because although I played quarterback, I also threw a nice amount of interceptions. But when I threw the interceptions, I made the tackle. So I was able to showcase my tackling ability as a quarterback.
You were an evil genius, man. You knew exactly what you were doing. That's a funny story. I know that Wade Phillips used you in a lot of situations early in your pro career. Were you just attracted, you said, to the physicality? I mentioned the great hit on Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. If people are listening have not seen the hit, I want you to go look it up. You met him in open space, and he was used to running over people, and you stopped him in his tracks. Tell me about that hit that night. And was that a Monday night? I can't remember.
Yeah, I believe it was a Monday night game. And leading up to that game, I was playing with like one of the greatest players to play the game, Dennis Smith. He was my teammate and safety, and he was kind of my mentor too. And we were watching film, and he's telling me, "Hey, Steve, we got to stay up high. We can't hit him in his knees. We got to stay up high and hit him." And I looked over at him like, "What are you talking about, man? That's Christian Okoye. We got to go low on him." But hey, I listened to him, and he convinced me that was the right thing to do. And fortunately, it worked out. It worked out to where I was the last man standing on that play because hey, there've been many plays where I've gone in to make the tackle, and hey, the other guy got the best of me. So that's happened before too. But in that prime time moment, I was able to catch Christian, and he's a great guy. We saw each other in Hawaii, got a chance to chop it up and take some pictures together, and so I have a ton of respect for him. But yeah, fortunately on that day, on that play, I got him on that one.
Do you remember what you said after you hit him and he was on the ground?
I think I said, "You tried, baby." I don't know where that came from. That's kind of weird, but yeah, I said, "You tried, baby. You tried." something like that. When I go back and listen to it, I think that's what I think I said.
I love it, Steve. I want to go inside, those practices against Terrell Davis and some of the playmakers that were there with you in Denver. You guys won that Super Bowl against Green Bay, and you had a tremendous game in that one. But talk about Terrell Davis and going up against a guy like that in practice and maybe how that helped you as a player.
Yeah, well, fortunately, we didn't tackle each other in practice. Now, we would thud up sometimes, but, man, just his vision, his quickness, his strength, made him a huge asset for us, and I think without him, I don't know if we could have won both of those Super Bowls because it took an amazing effort by him, and also he had the headaches in the first Super Bowl where he had to come out and then go back in and come out and go back in, but he still had a great game, and that was so inspiring for us too as teammates to see his dedication to the game and his dedication to us because he was doing it for us, and he just laid it on the line. And I just have a ton of respect for him. Great. We have the same birthday. We share the same birthdays, so I'm always extremely fond of TD.
Pro Football Hall of Famer Steve Atwater, the safety in Canton this weekend. We'll tell you in moments how you can meet and greet with Steve. All-rookie team in 89, Broncos defensive MVP in 95, 90s all-decade team with us now here on a Gold Jacket Thursday. Did you ever, not struggle is the wrong word, but in live time, hitting versus tackling and knowing which one to choose? I watch a lot of NFL, we all do, and it seems like separating man from ball is still the way these defensive backs go at it. You had a lot of interceptions, 24 of them. Did you struggle with trying to find the timing of when I got to make sure I just tackle and wrap versus trying to just separate a guy from the ball?
Not really. I think after you play the game for a while, you kind of get a feel for when you can kind of go in and not necessarily wrap up versus times when you definitely have to wrap up and make sure that you get this person on the ground. And it's just, just like with anything, just like with you doing radio now, you're a pro at it, and you've been doing it for so long, and you do so many things that a newbie coming in, they're like, man, how did you know to say that right at that time? That's the way it was with football. After you've done it for a while, you just do it and you don't even think about it, right?
There seems to be some real optimism coming out of Denver right now when it comes to the future of the franchise because of last year's draft when they acquired Bo Nix. Your thoughts on him as a quarterback with Sean Payton and where the Broncos are headed at the moment?
Oh, man, I love Bo Nix, man. Great guy, super smart quarterback. He didn't make a lot of those same mistakes that a lot of rookies make coming in. He didn't take a lot of sacks, didn't throw a lot of interceptions, protected the ball well. He was in his playbook. He knew what was going on, and I think that's going to continue. He's just that type of guy. He's the kind of guy that who's going to get in his playbook, continue to learn. He asked a lot of questions last year, and I think this year, again, he's going to have a great second year. A lot of quarterbacks, they have a first year that's kind of lucky, but when you see a person put in the work that he's put in, I think he'll follow it up with a solid year too.
Pro Football Hall of Fame safety Steve Atwater, Super Bowl 32 against Favre and the Packers. You helped deliver the first Super Bowl win for Denver. You had the game of a lifetime. Made the great play prior, I believe, to the final defensive play. You were not on the field. Tell our listeners why.
Yeah, well, I think it was trips coverage, and I try to bait quarterbacks into throwing the ball to a particular place because they think I'm not going to be able to get there. And so I lined up a little further on the left of the field, and I kind of took a fake step to the left, and then I hauled butt to get over there in time. And man, Brett threw it right there, right where we thought it was going to go. We kind of had a good idea where the pass was going to go, and man, I saw the pass go up, and I was like, man, I cannot let this guy catch this pass. it's so close to the end of the game, and man, if he catches this pass, then we're probably not going to win this game. So I just went in there with everything I had, and next thing you know, had some smelling salt, and I didn't know what was going on.
You left it all on the field, man. I remember the hit. I remember how key it was, and then obviously you guys sealed it up on that final play. What a career. I can't wait to have the fans come and see you, meet and greet. You'll be at the Hall of Fame this weekend. As I like to say, you can't miss him. He'll be the one in the gold jacket. Saturday morning, 9:45 to 10:15, Hall of Famer at the Hall. You'll greet guests in the lobby. You'll be around for the draft day experience. Watching some of the draft and being around the draft at the Pro Football Hall of Fame is fantastic. So he'll pose for some photos with guests as they are essentially drafted by the Hall of Fame in the Museum Theater. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. Steve, I hope you soak it up, man. You deserve it, and welcome back.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope the fans are able to come out and have a good time with us, and we'll be just celebrating over here with